I think we are ready to pull back the curtain.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. Here
Oh,
we
da, da,
are.
da, da.
Welcome, everyone.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
2023.
Yes, this is our first show of
First show of
2023.
2023. Yes,
Wow.
indeed.
Hey, I'm just setting something up here because we've got something special planned for tonight. Tonight is where our show is in honor of National Trivia Day. So we thought we would include trivia along with our music tonight. So we hope you're all ready to answer some of our questions. I'm not exactly sure how this is all gonna go. I'm trying to be technical, and that's not my strong suit. But what we're gonna do is we're going to post the questions here on the screen, and right here, and we're going to ask you to answer them, and if you want to put them in the chats, that's great, or you can just answer them just yell really loud. We'll know you're answering, and but we also thought it would be fun to see if you can figure out what song we're going to be playing based on the trivia that we're asking you. So we're going to start things off with this question. Ooh. All right. What was the train whistle originally called? I've got my own little train whistle that I'm going to be using on this first song. All right. I can hear some of you yelling. I think those are the right answers. All right. Here we are with the answer. It is the steam trumpet. Isn't that a fantastic thing? I never knew that before, but I learned it as I was digging out some interesting trivia. All right.
So let's hear that steam trumpet.
Yes, just give me 1 sec. As I say, I'm going to have to be coordinating a little here. All right. Ain't no passenger on this train. Ain't no passenger on this train. Stop the suffering, heal the pain. Ain't no passenger on this train. Oh, now children, get on board this train of life. Hear it roll. No time for sitting on your hands. If we're to reach the promised land, ain't no passenger on this train. Ain't no passenger on this train. Stop the suffering, heal the pain. Ain't no passenger on this train. Oh, now children, talking to you. There's just so much work to do. Trains are rolling, hear its cry. You can't let it pass you by. Ain't no passenger on this train. Ain't no passenger on this train. Stop the suffering, heal the pain. Ain't no passenger on this train. Glory, glory, hallelujah. There's no telling what we might do. Get together, take a stand, buy a ticket, lend a hand. Ain't no passenger a song. Oh, no,
No, you gotta
do my outro there.
your steam trumpet.
My steam trumpet.
Steam trumpet.
I like
Steam
that.
trumpet,
I like
that's it.
that term actually. That's a song that Dwight wrote all about. You know, just we're not sort of passengers on this earth, but we're
Getting
here.
off your
Yeah.
Batinsky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, now let me just take a peek to see who's all here before I lose too much of my window. I see on Facebook, first in from Bowen Island, BC is Martin and Kirsten. We have Peggy tuning in from Iowa, Jan from Tennessee, Walter from jolly old London, Ontario. We have Diane and John joining us from
Jolly old
here,
Roncesvalles.
jolly old Roncesvalles, and Haggis is with them. They're adorable dog. We've got Earl and Wendy from Kansas, and we have Vicky tuning in from one block over. We've got Brenda from East York. We've got Lyle tuning in from Portage La Prairie in Manitoba. And we've got Judy from BC and Carol from Manitoba, Gail from Toronto, Charles tuning in from Scotland, Bonnie, Scotland.
Bonnie, Scotland,
And we've got Deborah from South Jersey and Gwen from here in Toronto. We've got Tony tuning in from Barrie and Kathy from Pierre, South Dakota tonight. And moving fast, we've got Nancy tuning in from Wisconsin.
All right. Hey, Nancy.
This is wonderful having you all here. And we've got Guy from Dayton, Ohio. We pronounce it in Canada. We usually pronounce it Guy unless we're told otherwise. So maybe you let me know how you pronounce it, and I'll try and get that right going forward. And we've got Linda and John in Illinois. And we've got Paul tuning in from Jackson, New Jersey, and Janet's joining us tonight from, I forget, Janet, where you're tuning
Tennessee?
in from. Is it Tennessee? And we've got Bruce and Susie from New Jersey, and Mike from Fergus, and I think that's all I can see so far on Facebook. I'm just going to whip over to YouTube, and I see that first in was our Toronto Barb. We have Renee joining us from Washington State, and Melanie's tuning in from Bangor, Maine, and we have Mark. We have Mark and Eleanor watching from South St. Paul, while Mickey is snowed in and watching with Dr. Tim and Dr. Angela in South Paul. Oh,
You're
isn't that-
snowed in. Oh my
Wow. Yeah. Well,
I'm
this
glad
is
to hear that you didn't say she's out shoveling snow. Come on, Mark. Eleanor,
All
keep an
right.
eye on him, will you?
well. Let's. Oh, Janet is Nebraska.
Nebraska.
That was-
I knew it after I
yes.
thought about that. No, I don't think it didn't
All
sit
right.
right.
Now here. Oh, now I've got my. I hope I'll get smoother at this by the. As
a
the
whole new
show
tech
goes
thing
on, this
going
whole
on
new
here
tech
tonight,
thing that
folks.
I'm
There we
doing.
go.
All right, this next question that we have for you is: the fights between members of this band, trio, and/or quartet are legendary. While their voices are harmonious, their personalities are not. Who is this band? All right, and the
Tick, tick,
answer.
tick, tick,
Oh,
tick.
I think I hear some right answers
we need
being
tick, tick,
yelled
tick,
out.
ticks?
Yeah, we should have a tick, tick, tick. The answer is Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. And Crosby, Stills, and Nash would have been an acceptable answer as well. And you'll note that tonight I've put all of the sources of these answers because I thought Lauren was going to be here tonight and help us fact check. And I was going to tell him, you can relax tonight because we've got all the sources listed. But he couldn't make it to the live show tonight, so I've got all the facts here, and if there's any problem with any of the answes,
Just so that you didn't
those
think we
people
were
are the
playing
ones to
fast
know.
and loose
Yes.
when the cat was away.
yeah,
the cat
that's
was
true.
away. The
All
trivia
right,
cat was away.
so the song that we are going to do for you now is one that I wrote called "The Band Played On," and it was actually inspired by an article I had read about Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young and other groups that just could not get along.
And the band played on, even though the joy was gone. They formed each note, then played in key. They sang in harmony, and the band played on. And the band played on. And when each show was done, they took their bows, they smiled and waved, then went their separate ways. And the band played on. Brothers, sisters, lovers, and friends, they shared a dream that came true. Betrayal, jealousy, ego, and greed tore them apart at the seams. Still the band played on. And the band played on until one by one they were gone. The grudges lived on, no one would bend, still bitter till the end. Songs play on, even though it all went wrong. They bring us joy, sweet memories of when we were full of dreams. And the songs play on. They bring us joy, sweet memories. Played on.
And I wrote that, you know, just being thankful, I guess, that the music still lives on, even when the groups can't stand to play together anymore. And so that is one of the sad things in the music business, when groups that start out as friends or family just
seems to
can't
happen
seem
a lot.
It does,
But I guess it's a
actually,
pretty intense experience, as we know. You know.
All the touring we do
all the
together,
touring,
and everything.
you're on the road 360 days
creative
a year.
differences.
Oh
and-
my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
Different lawyers, agents, publicists getting in the way. Oh my goodness.
Now we have a question for this next song. Where is the world's tallest tin soldier located? Does anyone know the answer to that? You know, we were going to ask you to write them all down, and then I would scroll through, but we realized with all these questions, it would just take so much time, and the show would go on for hours. So we are just kind of giving a couple of seconds in between for you to get your answers in, and then here is the answer
You
to
have
this
to keep score for yourselves, and
Yes.
you're on an honor system.
Yes, and
right?
please let us know how many you got right in the end, because we'd love to know. All right, the answer is, according to the New Westminster City website, New Westminster, BC in Canada, and the tin soldier there stands 32 feet or 9.75 meters, and it was installed in the year 2000. I thought that was so cool.
Martin, can you see that from Bowen Island?
Oh yeah, I wonder, eh?
Just off in the distance there.
Cool. Well, this next song, I bet you guessed already what the song is we're going to be playing. It's one of our favorite songs to cover, and we know that there's a lot of people love this song. It dates back to the late 60s. It's
One of those cusp songs.
Yes, One Tin Soldier.
justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after.
One tin soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for the buried treasure, tons of gold for which they'd kill. Came the answer from the kingdom,
With our brothers we will share
all the secrets of our kingdom, all the riches buried there.
Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. Won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after.
One tin soldier rides away. Now the valley cry in anger,
Mount your horses, draw your swords,
and they killed the mountain people, so they won their just reward. Now they stood beside the treasure on the mountain, dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth is all it said.
go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after.
One tin soldier rides away.
Go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend. Do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. Won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after.
One tin soldier rides away.
I love that song. Such a meaningful song. Incredible. Well, I'm going to keep my guitar because I'm playing on the next one too, but let me just set up our trivia question. We hope you're having fun with these trivia questions. Let me just see actually if we have any new folks since I last looked. The window moves and then gets shorter, so I might miss some of you who came in after there, but we will see all the comments at the end of the show because we go through them all while we have our dinner after the show. I see that Annie's joining us from Legal, Alberta, and Peter from Lively, Ontario. That's such a great happy sounding town, isn't it? Lively. Darn, I moved a little too far. We've got Kim from Washington, and I'm going to zip over to YouTube, and I see we still have the same folks commenting there. We only know you're tuning in if you leave a comment, although some folks had told me in advance that they watch but they don't comment, so we'll say hello to Marianne and Kathy and Renata and Dennis watching us on their big screen now, and we also
Yes, Darcy and Randy.
Darcy
possibly.
and Randy, because they usually tune in the next night because of work commitments, and so does Steve. So hello to everyone if as you're watching us. We are going to move on now with this next.
So how many of you now have that we've had 3 trivia questions? How many of you have scored
Perfect score.
3 of 3. Raise your hands.
Did you? You just raised your hand.
Just raise your hand.
All right. Next question is, what is the volume of tears your eyes produce in a year? Aren't you doing the ticking for me? Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, I forgot.
You were gonna tick.
I was thinking about the possibility of that answer.
Well, some people more than others. Like, me watching little animal videos on YouTube or little kid videos. I can probably do this amount in a month. But the correct answer is, I can't see all the way there, but according to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, 15 to 30 gallons or 57 to 114 liters. That's a lot of tears. Oh, you know what?
Who's doing all that crying?
You know what?
Oh, you didn't have the.
See, I've already.
Oh, sorry, folks.
Oh man, I've already.
You all get that one. Okay, so
Okay,
when
you
you're
can
marking
take that
your
one, 'cause-
scores,
Yeah.
that's you all
All
got
right.
it.
So I have to remember go there first and then there. Okay. All right. Let me just get this. I knew this was going to be a challenge, so bear with me. All right. There we go. This next song, appropriate to the trivia question, is one that Dwight wrote. It's called "Sadness in Your Eyes," and this is one that we have been told sounds like a Rolling Stones song.
Dude, what, dude?
Looking around, I can see all that you meant to me. But when you can't understand what I want from the man, I realize I should set you free. All the times that we had never seemed so bad. I guess I was in the days, but now I see all the ways that you tried to make me cry. In my mind,
I just feel like I could cry,
and I
wish that I could tell you the reasons why.
well, I
Know that you would stay if only you could find a way. Still can't see the sadness in your eyes. Still can't see the sadness in your eyes.
down this old road I will go, heartbroken, but even so, now that you're gone, I'll have to carry on, no matter what the future would bring. In the good times and the bad,
Happy and the sad.
when I think of the moments we shared, I will always have a smile for you.
In my mind, I just feel like I could cry.
And I
Wish that I could tell you the reasons why.
well, I
Know that you would stay if only you could find a way. Still can't see the sadness in your eyes. Still can't see the sadness in your eyes. In my mind, I just feel like I could cry.
and I
Wish that I could tell you the reasons why.
well, I
Know that you would stay
might be our rockingest song.
The Rolling Sue and Dwights. There we go.
Oh,
So, folks, how's the new year doing? Treating you so far? We're 4 days into it.
yes, good, I
No
hope.
blizzards, I don't think yet. Although
Well, not up here, but
not up here.
yeah,
It's,
they could be somewhere. Well, it sounds like if
Well, I'm sure
Nikki,
they're
if
somewhere
Nikki
in a
is
blizzard.
snowed in St. Paul, it probably means
oh yeah, oops.
there's been a blizzard of sorts.
You should move somewhere more warm, Mark and
Like-
Eleanor and Mickey, like Winnipeg. No snow up there today, is there, Carol?
All right, now I am going to bring up the next question. Let's see if I do this correctly, I hope. All right. This question is, in 2022, world population reached what new milestone? You know this. You knew this before I even looked it up. The answer is, according to the UN, 8 billion people across the globe. So that's a lot of people. Wouldn't it be fun if they were all tuning in tonight?
Well, in 25 years from now, there will be fewer people tuning into our show from China because China has now hit peak population, and they're actually going to start declining
Oh,
over the next 50 years, believe it or
wow.
not.
So there's a little bit of extra trivia tonight. Interesting. All right, just let me, because I'm going to need my guitar on this, so just give me a second to... All right.
Can I play us a
That
little
was
bit
fairly
of
smooth, wasn't
transition music? I'll play Jardas.
it? So,
I'll work on the
or
notes
maybe,
for next
yeah,
time.
or maybe next time, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of you guessed that the song that we'd be doing in relation to that question was Little Child, Big World. And it's a song that I wrote, just about how, we're all in our own little parts of the world, and do we really know what's going on all around us or outside of our own borders? And I was I was inspired to write it by a trip we took to Malawi, where we visited some schools and orphanages and water pump station, and anyway, I met all these great little kids there, and I wanted to kind of capture their stories that encounter in my song. But I thought it would be appropriate tonight because big world. It's getting bigger, right? 8 million people. So here we go.
Little girl standing there, watching every move I make. Fanny, do you know I care? Wish I could take you away from there.
Little child, big world.
Can you see beyond your borders?
Do you know what's there? Little child, big world.
Write your name in the sand with a stone and steady hand. Do you know what I see? Beautiful Tecan Benji.
Little child, big world.
Can you see beyond your borders?
Do you know what's there? Little
mother loves him more than anything. Will you be my friend? And when will I see you again?
Little child, big world.
Can you see beyond your borders?
Do you know what's there? Little child, big world. Little child, big world.
Can you see beyond your borders?
Do you know what's there? Little child, big world. Little child, big world.
Little child, big world.
It's funny when sometimes I know when you're singing a song, you should be concentrating on the song that you're playing. But you know what? Sometimes when we're doing songs like that, my mind wanders to the actual experience around
To Malawi?
to Malawi, yes. And I'm picturing these little kids. And what's really interesting now is that was a good 10 years ago, I would think, maybe 2007 or 9.
9 or 10, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So gosh,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
they're not such little kids anymore.
No,
they're big kids. So, oh wow. Oh, ah. So I see Martin has spotted the kalimba.
I was trying some misdirection there.
You were trying to see if he wasn't paying
Trying to
attention.
fake him out.
He was on the bit. So Martin says the kalimba can only mean one thing, and that is Poetry Corner. So for those of you joining us for the first time, Poetry Corner
I
is
think we were doing the, still got the
Oh,
theme
sorry.
going. Yeah, when my tongs is off.
I was-
Sabotage on the kalimba.
I was talking all over your lovely
You're
kalimba
talking all over
intro.
my
Sorry
solo.
about that. All right. Well, you'll hear it again as he plays us out of Poetry Corner. But for those of you joining us for the first time, Poetry Corner is a little segment in the middle of the show where I read a poem, usually one that I've written, because a couple of years ago I started writing poetry after joining a wonderful group of online poets, and it's become just one of my favorite things, and just opened up a whole new creative world for me. So I'd like to read you a poem tonight that I wrote last month. Our prompt, I think our prompt might have been parties or something like that. I forget what it was, and I kind of got thinking back to the old days. So this is a poem called Party. When I was a kid, my parents had parties that would start at 8 o'clock at night. They must have been rock stars. Who else starts a party that late, right? People would arrive in fancy clothes, so of course fancy cocktails were served. If I remember correctly, whiskey sours were de rigueur. I helped pass smoked oysters on crackers. There were bowls of nuts and chips on surfaces around the room, and I recall a cream cheese pimento dip. The air was always thick with smoke as guests would puff away. On cigarettes and some on pipes, it hung around the house for days. Speaking of pipes, one of their friends would bring his bagpipes along. It gently hummed as the bag would fill. Then all hell broke loose with a song. We had a cat for a short while. Bagpipes were not his thing. At the first sound of the skirl, poor Sam jumped into the sink. Lunch was served near midnight at the dining room table. Luncheon meat, bread, cheese, dessert, and of course, coffee was a staple. I realize now that lunch was to sober everyone up. It's not all just fun and games being a responsible grown-up. Are there still parties like that, or are ours the norm? That start with dinner at 7 and by midnight, everyone's gone home. song were you playing along to that?
I Don't Want to Spoil the Party by the Beatles. There we go.
So did any of you have parents that partied like that, or did you yourself party like that? You know, with a meal in the middle of the night, at midnight. I just think that was so cool.
Yeah, the lunch
The
hours
lunch,
came out.
yeah, and sometimes there was a Romoli board put out on the.
You guys had a wild party.
It's pretty
You
wild.
guys-
Yeah.
Bagpipes and a wild party. Charles, what do you think of that? Can you top that? Probably have the bagpipes, but did you have the
sure.
Romoli?
We were the only. I'm sure we were the only party on the street with bagpipes. It was pretty cool to have a friend who played them. Anyway, we've got to keep moving along. We've got lots more songs, and Dwight's going to play us out of Poetry Corner. All right. Now this next question. All right. Ian Tyson was inspired to write Four Strong Winds, his very first attempt at songwriting, by which Bob Dylan song? And so probably most of you have heard that Ian Tyson passed away just a few days ago, and this song was requested by one of our viewers, and so we thought we'd like to play it for you tonight. Oh, I've got to give them the answer though, don't I? The answer is, according to Ian Tyson himself, because I heard him saying the words on the radio, it was Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind. All right, so this one is going out in memory of Ian Tyson.
Four strong winds that blow lonely, seven seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. Think I'll go out to Alberta. Weather's good there in the fall. I got some friends that I could go to working for. Still, I wish you'd change your mind if I asked you one more time. But we've been through that 100 times or more. Four strong winds that blow lonely, seven seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. If I get there before the snow flies, and if things are going good, you could meet me if I sent you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, there ain't too much for you to do, and those winds sure can blow cold way out there. Four strong winds that blow lonely, seven seas that run high, all those things things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. For strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
Song
The wonderful
that has actually
Ian Tyson.
been voted, I think, by CBC viewers years ago as Canada's unofficial national anthem.
Sung by the wonderful Ian and Sylvia.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, okay, so get my guitar in place, and then I'm going to get the next question lined up. Oops. All right, so that was the last question. Here's the next question. Different colored lenses have different effects on our vision. For example, green lenses reduce glare and eye strain. Which color lenses increase the wearer's depth of field and enhances detail, bringing the world into sharper, brighter focus? All right, tick, 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 tick. And I'm sure I'm hearing
tick, tick,
some
tick,
right
tick, tick, tick.
answers. And
Hear all the scribbling down on the paper there, or
Yes. And if
on the keyboards.
if you chose the color rose, you are correct according to the All About Vision website.
Well, that sounds pretty official.
Sounds official, doesn't it? Actually, I did see it on. I verified it against a number of others, but that was one that.
The really, really good website. Yes, that's our website.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting
www.really,
my
good.
facts from. Now, how many of you guessed that the song that we'll be doing in relation to this is This Perfect Day?
You'll
It's
be
a song
6 for
that
6
I wrote.
then. Yeah.
Yes, well, those are kind of, if you get this, if you choose the song or guess the song that we're doing, that's like a bonus point. And this is a song I wrote all about looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. One thing I've learned from Dwight over the years, when things are not looking very good, sometimes if you just reframe them and, look at them a little bit more positively, the things do get better. And so I used the, seeing the world through rose-colored glasses as a metaphor for that. And it's true, it does work. All right, here we go.
Fun.
Some think I'm a dreamer with my head in the sand, but I'm not afraid to take a stand. I will fight for what is right, but I won't let it drag me down. I just
Put on my rose-colored glasses, see the world this way. Beautiful hues of pink, replacing shades of gray. Clouds of candy floss, rain in pink champagne. And I can't help but smile on this perfect day. Trust me when I say you will see the world in a different way. Orchards of cherry blossoms, streams of pink lemonade, and just like that, it's a perfect day.
Just like that, it's a perfect day. I understand that I can't wear them all the time, but keep them close at hand for when I'm feeling tense. Nothing makes sense. I just need to get away, and through my
Rose-colored glasses, this is what I see. Beauty all around, the way that it should be. It may be temporary, nothing stays the same. And in that moment, it's a perfect day.
put on those
Rose-colored glasses and see the world this way. Beautiful clouds of pink, replacing shades of gray. Clouds of candy floss, rain and pink champagne. You can't help but smile on this perfect day.
We can't help but smile on this perfect day. This perfect day. This perfect day.
You kind of needed to have rose-colored glasses today in Toronto because it was such a dreary day. We went out at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You would have thought it was early evening. It was so dreary out, and it was kind of rainy all day. And
Like a cold schwitz.
it was
Like
very
you just missed it all
yes.
day, and it was very scenic. I love it when it
It was
rains.
scenic, but it also, I miss the sun. Hey, let me just take a note.
Put on those
moment
rose-colored
here.
glasses.
I
then.
know.
Go
See,
on.
it's a good thing you told me to
See
do
the
that.
world this way.
I just see a few more people have joined us. We have Gail joining us, and I'm not sure if Dennis is with her tonight or working, but I'm sure Whitney is with her. And I just saw a few more names here. We've got Karen joining us tonight. And or did I maybe mention Karen earlier? We've got Sybil tuning in tonight. Sybil, I didn't see where you're tuning in from, but it might be in earlier comments that I can't see. But we will go through all the comments. As I say, after the show, we'll read through them all. We have such fun. I wonder if the bar was open tonight, if Charles had his bar stocked, and people were grabbing their beverages from his online bar.
Well, depends how good a time Charles had on Christmas, New Year's Eve. The bar may be emptied out.
Oh no, that could
that?
never happen. No.
No more
This-
McEwens left in there, right, Charles?
And now, you know what? I have a little job to do, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I do.
The Trivia
All
Meister.
right, the Trivia
Meistress.
Meister. Let me just get this. See, I have this little pause one in between so that it would all look really smooth, but oh well. All right. What was the distance between grain elevators on the Canadian prairies in their heyday?
Oh, tick, 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 tick.
Shout out those answers, write them down, whatever you prefer.
This is an obvious one, isn't it? Doesn't everybody know this?
Well, maybe to some folks it'll be obvious what song we're singing next, but the answer is 8 to 10 miles or 12 to 16 kilometers along all the railway lines in Western Canada, and that allowed most of the farmers to make a round trip to deliver grain with a horse and wagon in a single day. Isn't that cool? That's why there were so many grain elevators in Western Canada, thousands at one time, and now I think they're just down to, I'm not even going to guess
And
the
it
amount.
would be in the American Midwest as well.
Same in the American Midwest,
Yeah.
yeah. We love the grain elevators of the prairies. They just look so majestic. So I'm just trying to move this.
Prairie. They also go by the name prairie skyscrapers, prairie giants.
Yes. All right. All right. And if you guessed that the song that we're singing after that clue is Last Village Waltz, you are correct. It's a song that Dwight wrote about this very thing. One of us isn't right, are we? Okay.
It's another hotel in another small town. Main Street is empty, not a soul around. Where the cafe once stood, tumbleweed moves along. At the old hall, the old sign creaks out one last song. In this old town, another old timer says, should have seen this place back in the day when the railway ran through like blood through the veins. The grain wagons stretched out across the plain.
We'll have another,
And
another again.
we'll
Drink to the nerve of all our good friends. This town's a dying,
we won't
let it tonight. There's not much left and not much going right. There's not much left and there's not much going right.
Tells of the time when he took his chance, proposed to his girl at the old barn dance, puts the withered old foot back into his shoe. This town, like his wife's, headed back to the earth. All across this great prairie, the small town stood proud. Grain elevators rose touching the cloud. For those who have lost and for those who remain, for just one more night, we'll live it again. We'll have another and another again. We'll drink
To the memory of all our old friends. This town's a dying,
we won't
let it tonight. There's not much left and not much going right. There's not much left and not much going right. We'll have another,
and another
another again.
we'll
Drink to the memory of all our old friends. This town's a dying, let it tonight. There's not much left and not much going right. There's not much left and not much going right.
There's not much left, and there's not much going right.
the lovely Last Village Waltz. Hopefully you're out there dancing around.
Yes, we have
I
some
think I heard
dancers
Peggy
in
shuffling around there down in Iowa.
Let me just, you know what, I realized
Around
that
the
last
kitchen?
time I don't think I zipped over to YouTube to see if anyone new had joined us there. No, I don't see any new names there. Hey, we have,
Couple of more mind-stimulating trivia questions for you
right.
folks. That means a couple
Yes.
more tunes.
all right.
Hope you're enjoying our first show of the new year, first of many.
All
Hope
right.
you're enjoying the new year in general.
Yes.
Hope you're enjoying this next question.
A human sneeze can travel what distance? Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, we should almost do that one like this, like a.
All right. The answer to that is, you will be amazed, as I was, when you see the answer. 27 feet. 8 meters. Holy smokes. That could be messy.
That's, I can go like way over there.
It's the whole room. It's the whole apartment. That's a bit scary.
That's
I
pretty
guess
good.
that is
That's why you're supposed to cover your mouth.
or why you should sneeze into your
Yeah.
arm, your elbow crease. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found this to be an interesting fact for sure.
You can
All
share
right.
that. It'll be good water cooler talk tomorrow
Yes.
for those folks who are actually going to be around a water cooler. Or if
So-
not, it could be an email, a social media cooler.
We could talk
Is there
about
such
on
a thing?
social media. Now, so how many of you guessed that the song connected to that was "How Do We Get Out of This Mess"? It's a funny question, but a serious song. This is one I wrote a couple of years ago, and I think it's still holding true, isn't it?
How do we get out of this sneeze?
How do we get out of this mess when the whole damn world's on fire? Society crumbling from unrest, situation dire. We need to wake up before it's too late and it burns beyond repair. We need a shake up before it's too late, or does anybody care? How do we get out of this mess when we're fighting a losing battle? Environment is under duress, situation fragile. We need to
Clean up before it's too late and we cannot breathe the air. We need a shake up before it's too late, or does anybody care?
How do we get out of this mess where some people's lives don't matter, where some treated worse than all the rest? Situation sadder. We need to step up
Before it's too late and demand a world that's fair. We need a shake up before it's too late, or does anybody care?
Does anybody care?
Is anybody there? Does anybody know what to do?
How do we get out of this mess when the whole damn world's on fire? Society crumbling from unrest, situation dire.
We need to wake up before it's too late and it burns beyond repair. We need a shake up before it's too late, or does anybody care? We need to clean up before it's too late and we cannot before it's too late, and demand a world that's fair. We need to shake up before it's too late, or does anybody care?
How do we get out of this mess? Hopefully someone will have the answer to all of those. That's not a trivia question, is it? It's an important question.
Is that a rhetorical question?
No, an important question.
You want to answer?
Well, we are down to our last song of the evening. And
And last trivia question.
Last
Let
trivia
us know how you like trivia. You're, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 10. So
There's
there have been 10. This will be the 10th question. Now, how many folks are 10 for 10? Remember, we're on the honor system.
well, they won't know if they're 10 for 10 till I show them this question.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
how many of you are 9 for 9? Don't want to
Nine.
put pressure on, but you could be 10
Yeah.
for 10.
Too bad we don't have prizes, but that's a whole other thing, isn't it? All right, so this Canadian band went by the name Chad Allen and the Expressions in the early 60s and were very popular in their hometown of Winnipeg. However, their music received little airplay anywhere else. So in 1965, they recorded a cover of Shakin' All Over, and their producer released it to radio stations under a different moniker in the hope that disc jockeys would be more inclined to play a song by a mysterious new British band. What was the moniker that became their band name? Tick, tick, tick,
Tick, tick,
tick,
tick,
tick,
tick,
tick.
tick, tick.
And the answer is the Guess Who, and that's according to the Canadian Encyclopedia. So if you guessed the Guess Who, give yourself a point.
My guess is
And-
that Carol got that, and out there in
And
southwestern
probably
Manitoba.
Lyle.
I bet you
for
Earl
sure.
got it.
Well, I bet
Lyle
you
got it,
all
yeah.
people who love music know the
Mark got it.
Guess Who. Now let me just move this off the screen.
So
All
who
right.
got, how many? How'd you do it there? Who's 10 for 10? Raise your hand. Oops.
So-
Yeah.
So the song we're going to do of this group is called Share the Land, and this is definitely a participation song. So we need you to help me out because at the end I'm going to be singing Shake Your Hand, Share the Land, while Dwight does a little sort of thing, and I need you guys to help bolster me up on it.
Get your cigarette lighters out or
Your phones.
phones
I think
nowadays. Huh?
Yeah.
So we want to see a lot of this stuff out there.
Yeah.
No excuses. Right?
All right. Great. Another great song. Great message in this song. Seems all our
Starting
covers
the year
tonight.
off with these subliminal messages. All about trivia,
All
is
about
it?
good
No,
stuff.
it's not.
Yeah, important stuff.
Here
Okay.
we go. Have you been around? Have you done your share of coming down of different things that people do? Have you been aware you got brothers and sisters who care about what's going to happen to you in a year from now? Maybe I'll be there to shake your hand. Maybe I'll be there to share the land that they'll be giving away when we ought to live together. I'm talking about together now. Did you pay your dues? Did you read the news this morning when the paper landed in your yard? Do you know their names? Can you play their games without losing track, coming down a little too hard? Maybe I'll be there to shake your hand. Maybe I'll be there to share the land that they'll be giving away when we ought to live together. Not talking about together now. Maybe I'll be there to shake your hand. Maybe I'll be there to share the land that they'll be giving away when we ought to live together. Talk about together now. Shake your hand. Share the land. Shake your hand. Share the land. share the land. Shake your, everybody laughing, digging each other now. Walking by the river now. Holding hands, digging each other now. Hold your hand, share the land. Shake 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 your hand, share the land.
I was thinking we got through a whole evening where you didn't spring something new on me that
New
we
ending.
hadn't.
That's a good ending. I like
And
that
you
ending.
sprung a new ending
write
on
that
me.
in.
There had been no clapping in the
Yeah.
in the rehearsal. Oh well, that's all right. See, I'm.
Oh,
see
don't be
how
trivial, Sue. Don't be trivial.
Trivia. That was fun doing that tonight,
That was good.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fun? I had fun. If you had fun and enjoyed the show tonight, and if you are able, we have a tip jar at our website at sueanddwight.com. If you go there, you'll see a picture of an open guitar case, and on it says "Tips Appreciated." And if you click on that picture, it'll tell you the different ways that that online tips can be given. And if you're in a position to be able to do that, we appreciate it very much. So thank you. And before we let everyone go, I just want to let them know about some upcoming shows. This coming Saturday, which is the 7th of January. Wow, already the 7th, end of the first week of January.
Whole darn
We will
week.
be doing our Super 70s Songs show. And we do that on the other side of this wall here, which is our rec room. And at that show, we sing songs from the 1970s top 40 charts. And so we hope you'll join us for that. It's always lots of fun. Be surprised at how many memories songs from that era can conjure up. And then the following week, we will be back on Wednesday with another Living Room Live. We know what the theme is going to be, but we haven't totally decided on the title. So watch
The marketing department's working on
Yeah,
it.
the marketing department's
R&D.
working
We've
on
got
it.
it went all the way up to R&D. So
Yes. They were
How are
busy
you doing,
looking
guys?
up trivia and didn't have a chance to kind of nail that name down. So we will have that for you tomorrow, actually, and be posting that information. And then throughout, there'll be 2 more Living Room Lives after that this month. We'll have a spotlight show coming up. We have to firm up our
put the marketing department.
putting the marketing department on that. All right. And we also have our 60s sing-along on the 3rd Friday of the month, which this month will be Friday, January 20th. And at that show, we sing songs from the 1960s folk scene, and we put the lyrics up on the screen so you can sing along. All right. I think we should let everyone go. And thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thanks for joining in on the trivia with all those good
yeah.
answers. I'm sure we'll see some interesting stuff in the chat.
I can hardly wait to see how many of you got 10 out of 10. That's going to be exciting. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Everyone keep staying safe.